In 3, 2, 1. Is it ready to go? Oh, we're ready to go? We're sure?
Happy Wednesday.
Are we sure? Okay, hold on. Let's do it one more time.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday, everybody.
Welcome to DV Live. Switching things up a little bit here today.
Sorry, we're being a little goofy in here. We're playing some experiment games with our programming and our broadcasting, and we're sitting in here just playing games with it. So don't sweat it.
Cut. It's regular DV Live, so this will be on Friday. So we got to do this again. Happy Friday, not Happy Wednesday. You're not the mayor.
Well, get your days right.
Dang.
We could just continue to let it run, and
that is true. We could. Just
okay. Let's just let it run, and then go.
Happy Friday!
Okay, let's try that again.
Welcome to DV Live, everybody. We are switching things up on you today and here on out.
Yeah, DV Live and DV Live City Talk, we're working. This is a working project of ours. We started in January.
And a labor of love.
It's a little labor of love, a little labor of frustration, a little labor of...
It's like a child. You think you have it down, and then you level up.
Yeah, you start one way, and then you go a different direction. It's how you raise a 2-year-old over a 5-year-old. Pivot. Yeah, we're going to pivot. So we are, DV Live is moving to Fridays, and this is a pre-record of a live episode. So we're going to try this for a few times just to see how the difference of pre-record versus live stream is for us.
But and let us know in the comments how it seems, how it goes, the flow.
Yeah, we're definitely not going to do a lot of editing though. So we're going to make sure that we still have inappropriate comments and humor of our own making. I was telling Amanda, I'm just about ready to fall asleep in my chair right now. So,
and I was like, you can sleep sitting up. I guess that's a fun fact.
I can sleep. I can, the funniest fact of me getting caught sleeping was, we're going to talk about WCMS at some point, but my first year at WCMS, I had bar duty every night.
For those who don't know what that is.
Western Canada Management School.
We have a lot of acronyms.
We have an acronym soup show coming up, which we're working on, just for that reason, because we keep realizing that we say things in so many acronyms. And earlier today, I was at a meeting and they were using military terms. And I went, okay, well, my NCUSIF, NCUA, ACH tops yours. What would you like to talk about now? And we all got a chuckle. But so my first year at WCMS, I fell asleep, literally every day in class. I mean, it was like, oh yeah, he's coming back because I had bar duty till like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning as the class treasurer. And I still remember I was sick the first week, was miserable, fell asleep in class all the time. And then I got honors on the final test and they're like, what the? it was a what the bleep is going on?
That's a out of left field moment.
I said I can absorb while sleeping. But I digress. We're gonna talk about 2021 so far.
Yeah.
What's good? What's bad? What's happening?
A little bit past halfway.
Yeah, a little bit past. We were busy the last.
Last month was a little.
Yeah, well,
chaotic.
I mean, July is always a little chaotic because of member movie night, and let us just start. I'm going to go from bottom up and go. Yeah. Thank you. We had how many members?
432 members.
432 members and their guests join us for member movie night. It was a great fun night. It'll be back again in 2022. We have some fun movie ideas and themes that we're talking about playing with.
Definitely some nostalgia going on as we go into next year's list.
If on the YouTube comments you have a movie idea, throw it on there. We'll be happy to listen to it.
Link the trailer.
Think 30. think things in that 20 to 30 year range. People don't like to run back and see something they saw 2 years ago in the box office. And
I don't know. I think I'd go back and watch Endgame again.
I'd go back and watch Endgame again too, but those are Disney properties, and we all know how they operate.
Just give us hocus pocus.
Scarlett Johansson's proving that point.
Yeah, you go, girl. You go, girl.
Don't mess with the widow. But we're trying to pick out the shows, and we've got a couple that we have lined up for the rest of the year. We got acronym soup and other product ones, another meet a staff person. And
speaking of which, we have 2 new staff members here to help everybody.
Yeah, and that's just an example of one more thing. It's one more thing that's changed a lot in this year.
So if you see new faces, say hi.
Yeah, it's definitely been a busy 7 months, and we thought this was going to be a chance to just throw out what we're doing, why we're doing it, how it's playing,
and we aren't slowing down.
Where we're going, soon. And then kind of give you a back half to 2020, the rest of 2021. So this is called our halftime report, and I thought about it a lot like this. You know, how many places do you work for, have business with, do business with, where they actually say, time out. Let us tell you if we're doing our job.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let us show you what you're a part of. Remember, members, you are a part of all of this.
We are a member-owned cooperative. That means every single one of our members has an equal stake in what we're doing. So I actually brought financial sheets and some things to kind of put it into terms because we talk about numbers and it's one of the things that I do, but numbers are just the surface of the story. So
it really is.
It really is. So all of you guys got an annual report, right? And I hope you guys liked it. We put a lot of work into it. We're planning on repeating that year over year. And so
it's like a little mini magazine when people are out there,
and
like mailed or in the lobby reading it.
And they get a lot of great information from it. And so, well, that's still a year away. So how do we tell you what's going on this year?
Right here, right now.
Okay. So can anybody guess what's going on with Desert Valleys this year? More growth.
What's not going on with Desert Valleys?
More growth. And so we kind of put together our greatest hits, and we're going to go through these and we're going to let Amanda, tout a lot of the marketing stuff and the community stuff. And I'll talk about, like the procedurals or why some of these things are happening in terms of directional. I can't, the number of people have asked, where's the mobile branch? Why hasn't it been out? Things like that and how
it's still alive. It's not hanging out in Mater's junkyard.
It's just, there's reasons because of staffing, and there's reasons for why certain staffing is going different directions and how that's changing things. And so
let me tell you, it's a training day just to learn how to drive the thing.
Oh yeah.
Let me tell you.
It's a training day to learn how to set it up too.
It takes half a day just to get the courage to get in there.
Yeah. But after that, it's easy.
It is.
I'm amazed at how much the sun has taken its toll though this year on certain things. We've seen a bunch of sun damage. I got to tell you, 118, I hadn't seen days like that. But they taught us some lessons about there is a point where extreme heat does become extreme.
On everything.
We have, let's see, so we've had AC work done. I feel like we've had AC work done all damn year, to be brutally honest with you.
So skip back to spring. We actually had the HVAC upgraded.
We had HVAC. Well, we had the start of it. So, I mean, we'll jump into it. So how does some things that have happened relate to what's coming is, next month we're hoping to break ground on the solar project and the EV project. And it's a big
EV project, meaning the electric vehicle charging station. There you go. Another acronym.
There's another in our acronyms. And when we put in EV station, we'll be the first that's inside the city of Ridgecrest that's a non-government entity with an EV station. And I'm hopeful that we'll get some more in the months to come. But we're trying to show that we can combine a lot of things into projects, and so we're doing the solar, the battery, the EV.
It's more bang for your buck.
Yeah.
And if you're going to do it, just go.
Yeah. It's a good sized project. So there'll be some work done in September, but I'll give you a perfect example why we're doing this is we were able to put thermostat controls in different, do a substantial upgrade on thermostat controls to provide cloud access and controlled function, lighting.
It's really fancy.
Yeah. I mean, little things like that. So it's fancy, but it's not tricky. It's just basic.
Not at all.
It's just basic. And I was telling somebody that just small change is about a $250 a month savings to the credit union a month, just in terms of power usage. And they said, well, why is that important? I said, well, because if you're going to spend a bunch of money on something, you want to make sure that you're getting a return on the investment.
There's really no need to cool the lobby at 9 p.m. at night.
There is not. And after 14 years of the building, we made improvements. We made a lot of improvements, and energy. Energy is at the forefront largely because I think we're going to continue to see this energy progression from a legislative and from a fiscal direction. And we want to be the first, kind of EV lender for our community and for the surrounding area. And when you see that charger go in, I can tell you that you're going to see 6 months from then, things about EV incentive lending and things like that. Yep. There's a lot of opportunities that we're going to get to play with next year.
All is like layer upon layer.
It's all layers upon layers. That's for darn sure.
We're an onion right now.
We've been an onion for a lot of years.
Yeah.
Amanda's just discovering the size.
The size of this onion. Yeah. I'm like, where is the middle?
There is.
That's like a Tootsie Pop.
It's the never-ending Tootsie Pop. You don't get to the crunchy center.
Yep.
So what was the big kickoff to this year for us? Is we were all still living with COVID, right? We still probably are living with COVID. And for all the members that are asking out there, what's going to happen with COVID? Pay attention to the Kern County Public Health Department, as I would argue that their direction will dictate the direction of many.
Little.
I think it would. Let's just say it will have a impact on many. We are not requiring masks now. We're not requiring the barriers. We're working with our members. We like this environment better, but it's still out there.
Right.
We're hoping, but that's what it was.
If we learned anything from last year, you can't really get ahead of the game.
No, you can't. And the worst part is that you take 3 running steps forward and you discover that you got 3 people behind you that are not going through it. And so
your relay team's just not.
It's just not keeping up and it's interesting because it exposed some things, which was really interesting as our year went along. Mm-hmm. Is the biggest exposure we saw is, we've talked about the numbers and we did the member movie night video, $10 million worth of growth. We've had a close to $8 million in growth this year so far. I mean, you're talking really substantive numbers,
giant numbers,
substantive numbers. When you compare them to what we were, we started at the beginning of 2020 at 40 million. We're literally pushing the 60 million barrier right now.
Now, put that in perspective. When you joined
11.
There we go.
Yeah. So I'm 17 years. It was 11 million and 2.8% capital or something like that. It was struggling to say the least.
So to make basically that amount that you came in 1 year.
Yeah, literally in a 1 year's time span, all the asset history that had existed all the way up until 75 minus 17. So that's 57 years. That's just how fast things changed for us. And it required staffing. Amanda mentioned that we've got 2 new staff. Taylor Cupertino and Faith Savell joined us, and Taylor is going to be, we're going to be putting her focus into the lending, and Faith is joining the line staff. But I mean, even just over the last year, see, I'm going to play the July game.
Okay.
We have Andrea Johnson, Bridget Cunningham, Amanda Diaz, Faith Savell, Taylor Cupertino. We have 5 new staff in a year's time. And that's just how fast it's needed to expand, because we're talking about that's new staff in lending, new staff in operations, new staff in marketing.
Right. And it's all to assist the members of the whole.
to just keep that quality of service that you guys are expecting. I'm explaining this from a perspective of the quality of service. I know it means something to call and get a person.
Yeah.
That's one of our niche, uniques.
That is a huge thing.
It's a unique, right? Well,
I still remember one of my first calls that I answered and they're like, representative. And I was like, oh. And they're like, oh. And they hung up on me. And I was like, okay. And then they called back and I answered and they're like, hi, sorry. I called and I think I hung up on you because I wasn't expecting a real person.
Oh, yeah. That happens occasionally. Yeah. That definitely does happen occasionally. But the other one is, do we shut it off? That there's always pressure from an economics perspective to, you get press 1 to reach someone in the loan department, press 2 to reach somebody in the operations. If you'd like to file a dispute or claim, press 3. And don't get me wrong, it would make us more efficient. Mm-hmm. But it changes one of the personal service dynamics that is part of our brand. And so, you're seeing these staff come in, and I can tell you that staffing is a challenge every organization is facing. And we pride ourselves on making this a very fun place to be. And I think that's, something we're working on. So staff growth would definitely be something in the 2021. Yeah. Another one would be PPP2. PPP1 dictated a lot of these changes, and PPP2 just went and said, thank you, sir, may I have another?
It was definitely not like, okay, this is a repeat. We know what we're doing.
There were some aspects. The difference is that luckily we were even better at it the second time around. So it was more like, okay, we can knock this thing down, and it didn't provide 1/10 of the stress that it had the first time around.
You mean you don't like staying up till 1 a.m. hanging out?
I actually don't mind. I don't mind it, but it wasn't that process. So, what were some of the highlights that you see from the community side that you remember and you see?
Oh, Youth Month.
Okay.
Youth Month has to be one of the favorite times of just this year for me.
Okay.
I got to not only meet some dinosaurs up close and personal,
who might be returning later this year.
I know, but
with some friends.
A lot, yeah.
Right.
Maybe they'll be handing out some candy canes.
Maybe.
But it was just an exciting time to see people excited to come back and do sponsorships and things open back up.
Oh, seeing the COVID veil go at the same time.
Yeah, kind of going at the same time. Just jumping back in, during Youth Month, which was April, we opened 28 new youth accounts.
Yeah, which that number might seem like, why are you celebrating 28 new youth members is fantastic.
I think we set the bar at 5 to 10.
Yeah. We're happy. We are thrilled. And we did that. We did 28 in April, and I think we did 16 or 17 in May. Mm-hmm. It was 2 fantastic months back to back. And
that was one of the first times where I actually got to interact with a lot of members because I'm in new accounts and my office shares. So I got to actually interact with kids.
And hear them.
And they're like, why am I here? Is the dinosaur going to eat my money? And all this fun stuff. So
the dino in the bed was still my favorite.
Oh, yeah. The dino. And then what is it? They were dancing on the platform at Bobby Wayne's. So that was our first event.
That was Danny in the back. Yeah, that was our first event, which was the Bobby Wayne's RV show. And they'll be back. Mm-hmm. They had a great show. They love working with us, and we're happy to have them back. We don't bring them back every month because
burnout.
But I expect you'll see them again here, especially in the spring next year.
So I think that was, from the marketing's perspective, it was the first real big, okay, this is what I'm doing. This is my push.
You can do the push.
Even without Bite of Reality.
Really? Okay.
And hearing the parents be like, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
Well, why not? I'm literally paid to have fun and sit here and color and watch a dinosaur movie with your child right now.
And to get to know the child and to create a personal connection.
Yeah. And explain to them.
That's so valuable. People just guys, there's a huge cost benefit that's hard to put into mathematical sense. Mm-hmm. But think of it this way, is that
one little acronym is ROI that I learned.
Return on investment. And trust me, when it comes to ROI, I'm not the genius that people make me out to be about ROI. I'm much better at building teams and understanding how to empower people with different directions. Mm-hmm. And that's what's cool, is if you see, I'm excited to hear you say that about Youth Month, because that was your first baby to run on your own.
Yeah.
Eric, do what you're going to do. Let me know.
And that's what we did.
Yeah.
And it was really, it got me in the heartstrings. It was.
Kids do that.
I know. I even, all of our clan came in. My son came dressed up as a Triceratops fossil. I was like, really, we're doing this? He's like, but there's dinosaurs here, Mama. And I was like, you're not wrong.
You're not wrong.
And it's not just 1 month. It's not just one day. The environment here, it's like ingrained in all of us. Like you come in and kids get a sucker.
The Hot Wheels. And
they get the Hot Wheels.
Yeah.
If you come to my desk, you'll find little rubber duckies.
Yep. Well, yeah, we had the box of rubber.
I have a box of rubber duckies, and I was like, I want these. For those who don't know, I'm an Anaheim Ducks hockey fan.
The box of ducks. And I mean, and this was...
That was from Duck Wars.
That was from Duck Wars circa 2000. Becca Peavy, if you're out there watching, we found a box of ducks. I think it was 2012 or something like that, 12 or 13, something like that. But finding oddities that we put to new uses.
And it's just from the top member, from the biggest business account we have down to the youth. Just that has to be my biggest.
That's good.
2021 memory.
That's awesome.
So
I have to tell you that in the same vein, that same time frame, we did the Scouts.
Yep.
And for me, having my two kids be the ones out there on the street corner with the dinosaur, waving the sign and getting the honks.
Oh, yeah. They
And-
did great being little dinosaur wranglers.
Oh yeah, and the Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts both. I mean, they were incredible events. They were.
And both those days, so we did a cookie day and a popcorn day. And both the troop 3699 and Pack 341 had one of their top fundraising days here.
And thank you to the generosity of our members. Thank you to the U.S. government for providing the PPP program so that we could reinvest money in our community. Thank you to the PAC and the Scout troops that are getting involved. This is what we want to see, and this is what we love.
And that was one thing. That was another heartfelt thing. Was both groups were so happy and so thankful.
The
at the end.
appreciation
And even the kids.
The way it's appreciated too.
Yeah.
It's not, hey, you're the greatest thing since sliced bread, but we really appreciate you going the extra mile, which I would say is one of our characteristics, one of the things that we're focused on in terms of
allowing us to do the unique.
Well, what's the point of being boring?
That's true.
I mean, in the world, to the audience out there, how many people have you met that are absolutely in their business? They're just boring. They're just, they've lost that spark of enthusiasm. And trust me, every single person here has a day where they lose the spark. If you'd seen me 38 minutes ago when I walked in to start the show, I probably would have went,
I know. I was like,
Spark, where are you?
Come on.
Just get out. But that's part of the excitement. That's part of the fun. It's a challenge, but it's fun.
Looking back on like just doing this episode and thinking about that, I was like, man, we did a lot.
Oh God, yes. We always are doing a lot.
And even besides the fun stuff.
Yeah. It's a combination. It always has to be a balance. A lot of people would say, what are you trying to do? I could tell you all the IT things that are being done in the background that drive me crazy and Tim crazy. But
another thing during Youth Month was ATMs.
Yeah.
What's so glamorous about ATMs?
We put 2 new ATMs in at the same time. That we turned an entire room in the building into a little studio. We did. Yeah. I mean, I could go from fundamental things, but what I really have been kind of excited about is seeing marketing change. And I think that a lot of people may or may not understand the history of Desert Valley's marketing, but we've had kind of a revolving door. We've had 4 or 5 people try to do the marketing since we moved here in 7 and 8, when we really started on a growth pattern around 12 or 13. And all of them have failed before. And so anything that either failed or moved on, I certainly can't say Allie failed.
Learning curves
or lives change or things happen. And so I reflexively was saying, I don't think that the credit union the credit union members understand just how important that the marketing role has been in terms of giving us freedom to do the things. This year would not. There's about half of what was done that would have been lost without marketing. And so, I want to thank you for getting involved. And this is a big part of why DV Live is so important about talking about the 2021 change. The first half of 2021, we had an actual marketing person for the first time. And it did make a huge difference. And with that came, and I want you to talk about the wonderful challenges of, hey, do this and do this. And I'm not gonna give you any direction. Just go do them.
Let me tell you, I used to have this like little manila folder that would always end up on my desk. And that's how we communicated
In the
for
beginning,
like
for the first,
month, maybe 2 months.
Yep.
And I was like, okay, this is what we're doing and just learning. And it was kind of like, do I want to say foraging, scavenging?
Yeah.
It basically was that. And I had like, so I'll admit, I went to social media. I'm like, okay, what have they done in the past? And I'm like, nothing. Nothing. Oh, here's a little nugget. Here's a nugget. Okay, nothing. Okay, here we go. Okay. Now, thankfully, some people from the past have left me notes too. I have a binder.
Allie.
I have scratch notes.
Hey, call out to Allie for the binder.
Yes. So I actually told her about that when I saw her. I was like, thank you for your binder and all your Bader notes.
And the Bader notes.
And just trial and error. And then finally I would be like, okay, I just got to go get some rundown. How's this done in the past?
Yep.
I mean, how many times do you hear me? Hey, knock, knock.
Yep.
Do you have a minute?
Yeah, no, we do. We have entire conversation. And what's fun is they become fun little strategy sessions. And they've changed dramatically. They've become, I always, people hate one of the things that I do is I do leading questions. And
that's how I learn the best. So I'm a nerd. It's fine.
And I'll say, so where would you go with this? Where would you go with that? Where would you go with this? And especially if I already know where I want to lead you, then I'd do it even worse. So,
for those who don't know, one of my favorite quotes is, to live a creative life, you must not be afraid of failure. And let me tell you, in marketing, you will fail and fail and fail. And then all of a sudden have an aha moment.
Yeah. But you luckily have some failures ahead of you. So we will be once again at Desert Empire Fair. Now this is some of the things that we'll talk about like the back half of the year.
So yeah, we'll disclaimer
we're going to disclaimer that this is tentative on no other changes from the Kern County Public Health, the state of California, the recall election of Governor Newsom, the political nature of the United States.
Now we're getting too much city talk going.
No, this isn't city talk. I said this is all subject to the dictates that Cal OSHA. Okay, there's a good one. We're going to be told what to do. We don't like some of these things, but if we're told to play shelter in place again, it'll be shelter in place again. But
it's not really changing what we have on our goals.
No, not on our goals, and it never did. And I actually was sharing with another CEO today. I said, do you think one of the reasons why we have a different opinion about some of these things is because we never stopped working?
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. I said, I mean, is
like us doing events was never plan B or C. It was always plan A.
Yep.
And
if A got ditched, then what could we make out of it?
A2 and then B.
Hence why there's a wall of extension cords upstairs.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, talk about what it was like for Diamond. I mean, because Diamond I threw at you.
Oh my goodness. Yes. So shout out to Raw Media for helping with Diamond, first of all.
And John Paulson and some consultants, some people that worked with us. Ken.
So CUNA Diamond Awards, CUNA, Credit Union,
National Association.
They have councils and they do awards, Diamond Awards. So that was thrown at me mid-December of 2020.
Was it? Oh, you give it to that early?
That's when I had to at least apply for what we were going to go for.
Oh, that's when we had to put the application in.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I was like, what in the world is this? Like literally, I remember sitting at home on my couch and I was like, yeah, totally, I got this. And then I was like, I don't know what I got right now, but I'm going to do it. So I went and I read up. I think I probably went through the past like couple years of winners, stuff like this. And I was like, oh, okay, I get it now. And let me tell you, it's not like 1 award, 2 awards. There's probably 30 categories.
Yeah, there's a lot of categories. And each category has an asset break.
Yes. So it was a lot of information to take in and a lot of acronyms that I wasn't prepared for.
Yeah.
But
that was our first. That was our first ever.
And we won.
Yeah, we won one in video, yes, which is something we've been focusing on for the last couple of years.
And it was for our business partner series.
Yeah, we're real proud of those. And we expect to pump some more out here in the coming months. Especially we're focusing on the business partners, some business partners that have been.
And real quick, I'm going to shout out the business partners that helped us with that, which was Effin' Tacos, Raw, Ewing's on the Kern, Cats, Dart, and Flightline Taproom. Yep. Those were the videos we submitted for the judges to break us apart on. and helped us win the best in category.
Yeah, best in category, which is unique. And then where are we going with these in the future? We're working a lot of those. We tried to get member movie night out to let everyone see it. And if you come by the crate and you ever want to see the member movie night video, please feel free to ask. We're
shoot me a message with your email.
We're butting our heads against the powers that be at Facebook over getting that posted. Actually, we should put it on the YouTube channel. There's a simple solution. We'll put it on the YouTube channel. So
there was a lot of work in this year's and a lot of laughs.
It's unique. And so what we'll do is we'll get out onto the YouTube channel, and then we're really looking to use YouTube more and more in the coming months because we're switching. One of the reasons why we're switching to the pre-record is timing. Is a perfect example. We found that we need to sparse them out a little bit more.
So you guys can actually see them.
Right. And so that you get a chance to watch them and get that feedback. And so I think we're going to be moving to
Wednesday. So Council Wednesdays, which is the first and third Wednesday of each month,
will be City Talk.
Will be City Talk at 5 p.m.
Yep.
And then this show, DV Live, which is all about the credit union, what we're doing, what we're going on, meeting us, will be Flex Fridays, the first and third Flex Friday of the month at 10 a.m.
Okay. Yeah, perfect. And then we're doing that because
y'all get to share coffee with me.
You're going to be on Flex Friday. We're hoping you're sitting back. It's the start of your 3-day weekend, but this is the type of thing you can listen to. 10 a.m., yeah.
So that people in our lobby can kind of interact, see what's going on.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, you're going to see we have lots of little strategies. Oh, yeah. We're always coming up with new... I got to tell you, that's one of the funnest things that I love is when we come up with new kind of wacko ideas.
So another thing that came back this year is Popcorn Friday.
Yep.
And I was out there, so if y'all came by, it was definitely me popping popcorn, trying to get you to eat popcorn for breakfast. It's breakfast of champions.
And it's one of those things that it doesn't take a lot of work to put up.
And it's fun. And there's so many people that were like, I've never been into a bank.
Yeah.
That plays movies.
Yeah, that plays movies and offers me popcorn.
They're like, why are you playing movies today? Oh, it's Popcorn Friday. Well, what's this about? And just doing that and just having fun.
And so we talked about member movie night, and I'm not going to make a big deal out of it. I'm going to use lots of rounded numbers, but members, your participation in member movie night is important not just for the credit union, but it's important for our community.
It definitely was important for our hometown cinema. It was important for our
hometown cinemas because you think about the number of things that Dave went through over the last 18 months. I mean, 2 years. I mean, 2 years easily. And, when we talk about that, bringing people back out to the movies, letting them see all the incredible work that was put into that to get it ready to reopen. And then I can just tell you that they had their best night they've had in 2 years plus, probably. Minus maybe member movie night 19.
Yeah. But even then, it was we were down 2 theaters then.
It was still down. You were down theaters. You were down
For anyone who doesn't know, I may have spent a little bit of time over
they know
yonder.
that. They know that by this point.
I hope so.
And the key being is that type of support is what we love. Mm-hmm. And it's the same way when we do Santa Day. And
one of the reasons is people here love movies.
No, but it's giving back to the community by using the services that the community's here to offer.
Right.
And that's really important. And it's how Popcorn Fridays and how Member Movie Night came about is that mentality. And we've got Santa definitely coming up. That'll be our second, event, December 11th. We're actually, the studio is Santa's room temporarily. So there could be a transformation. And I will tell you that we are planning on going dark in December from DV Live. There's just too much to do.
I love you guys, but I kind of like keeping my shred of sanity. We for some reason we drive ourselves our own crazy. We are still debating whether there'll be a Winter Wonderland of lights. It's not going to be anywhere. It will not be
what last year was.
No,
and it will be far more organized, but it's being discussed.
We'll have a few visitors here.
Yeah, and we're definitely going to try to balance out that time for some of those things on Santa Day, having other activities and stuff like that. And And then, we've got, ICU Day, Thanksgiving giveaway, Petroglyph Festival, Relay for Life.
Parade of 1,000
Parade of 1,000 flags.
Yeah.
My God, guys, we're
wrapping up 52-week challenge.
we are going to be out there all over the map in the coming months, and just know it. Join us, be part of it.
Come up and say hi.
Come up and say hi, especially.
Come chit chat with us.
Just chit chat with us. Let us know, and you know what? Give us feedback. I've always said the one things that we did right is take feedback and not get emotionally hurt by it.
I think that's good advice for just life.
Yeah, it is. Feedback is just that. It's feedback. If you can't share it back and forth, how do you know what you're doing wrong?
Yeah.
And I didn't. It's not written down on our list of things to talk about, but I thought about it, and I'm not going to say it as a formal, but if there's anybody out there who's watching the video, and there's 30 of you that do it, and we'd love for it to be 300. So like, share, and subscribe to our channel.
Hey, look at him. He's right there.
I'm working it. And there's somebody out there that's interested in second trust deed or home equity products. Now would be a really good time to pick up the phone and call the credit union and ask
760-446-3500.
Ask if we have a product like that maybe we're looking for a few good members.
That's another good acronym.
Yeah. Which one?
HELOC.
HELOC, yeah. Home equity line of credit. But we might be looking for a few good members that are looking for that product and would like to talk to us about it. We certainly would welcome you right now.
Just give us a call.
Yep.
And just ask about it.
Just ask.
Even if it's kind of on your brain.
Yeah.
Another good thing is I'm going to talk real quick about our Save to Win winner.
Good, because that's what I would have said next.
So we were part of California's first savings program. That's prize-based.
We were the first.
Okay.
So we were the first credit union to offer prize-based savings accounts beginning February 1, 2019.
Okay.
And so that you understand what prize-based savings means is that you put a certain amount in the account.
Yep.
And you get entered for a prize.
So and that's $25. So every time I'm making a $25 deposit into my savings.
Into a Save to Win.
A save to win savings.
Important certificate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I get an entry.
You get an entry into a national drawing every quarter.
And monthly.
A monthly drawing.
Okay.
Every month based on the number of entries in that month. Mm-hmm. And a quarterly drawing from the credit union. And I always say, what do you mean? What does that mean? It means that every quarter we award $300 in prizes to savers every quarter.
Yep.
And on the national level, they award something like, 15,000 a quarter. It's not a small number.
No, it's very substantial.
And then it's something like 5,000 every month. And so we've been waiting for.
I think monthly, we've always had at least one.
Yeah, we've had a $25 winner, and we've had a $100 winner here, and things that we've been waiting for somebody to win. And we had in a monthly one, we had one of our members win $500.
Yeah, in May this year.
In May, and I can't stress enough that if you are understanding what we're trying to do in our products and our services, and what we constantly are evolving and adding and subtracting and putting in there. We're trying to build an environment where you're encouraged to make your personal financial health an important part of what you accomplish, and also us as enablers.
And we want to have fun with you.
We want to have fun with you. We are the type of people that want to make you into a saveaholic rather than an alcoholic.
Yes.
We will enable your habits if you want to learn them.
Another thing that I mentioned earlier was 52-week challenge, which currently we're in week 31.
Yeah.
And cumulative people saved $51,503.
So far this year.
Yep. And it's a 52-week challenge. It says it in its name.
Epic failure every year.
I'm ahead 4 weeks, the max that I can be right now. I'm doing it.
I have 4 kids at home and I failed that miserably.
But it's fun. Like, we refer to colorful credit.
Yep.
And one thing I love is, like, people come in, they want to talk about it. Colorful credit. But we help you kind of get into the lines.
Well, colorful means that you can paint any picture with it. Mm-hmm. It doesn't have to be a mess.
And it doesn't have to be, this is how you earn.
You can learn and you can make changes, and we're going to see that. I really believe in that product aspect of it. But Save to Win, if we've told everyone, we keep telling everybody, guys, Save to Win is a no-brainer winner.
Yeah.
The only penalty or fee that exists on it is if you withdraw from it earlier than a year.
Yep.
If it's there, it's there. And if you have to withdraw it, there's a small fee because we're taking away the prize entry. That's all that it is. But man, it's a great program. And I can just tell you that I think there's no better program. I think there's only 4 of us in the state now of California that are doing it. It's only 4 or 5. Maybe there's more now. I don't know. But I know we were the first, and I know that we championed getting into the state, and we're very excited about how it's turned into something. It's a cool program.
It really is.
It's a very cool program. And you got things like that, and then Reel and other things. We got a lot of really unique products that we've lined up for the members, and you know, even mortgages. Here's just a funny fact that I don't think so many of our members caught on to mortgages. And so I'm going on a little tangent, but and I know we're about running out of time, but a lot of people don't realize that we still in-house our mortgages.
I don't think people
understand that.
Yeah.
We don't. So if you go through a typical mortgage, broker, right?
Okay.
So their job is to acquire you the loan, and they get paid in terms of fees and all of that. And the lender, whoever does the loan, typically turns around and sells the loan to a portfolio within like 72 hours.
Wow.
I mean, it's like, there's no shortage of time. It's very quick.
Okay.
We don't resell our loans right now. So when you're doing the loan with Desert Valleys in terms of a mortgage, that mortgage is staying on our books. We're the servicer. We're the ones that are working with you on insurance, escrow, payments, all those types of things.
So it's a person, and then the member can come in and.
Well, the bottom line is if there's ever a problem, and this is the key that I tell people. You know what the best part about a local financial institution is?
It's local?
It's local. If something goes wrong, you can walk over and have a conversation with the person. Mm-hmm. And that means a lot in today's age, being able to have a conversation. So just so you know, we still in-house our mortgages. And that's something we didn't start until 2016. And we're 4 or 5 years into building that portfolio. So, I mean, it's been very good, very progressive.
It's growth.
It's growth.
It's all goes back to the growth.
All goes back to growth. And we got a lot of exciting stuff still this year. A lot of events in the end of the year. Mm-hmm. We still got, we're doing upgrades to our audio response. We're upgrading the website. We've got upgrades working on mobile and online banking. Mm-hmm. We have fiber upgrades that we're doing to build out this whole disaster, you know, solar and fiber and all these things are interconnected to a certain earthquake in July of 2019. Our goal is to reach the point where we can say completely confidently that if an earthquake hits us at 2:00 in the afternoon, that you can access money with the credit union for at least the next 72 hours. And
that's huge in an emergency situation.
And I'm telling you, in an emergency situation, there's nothing more calming than knowing that you can get to your money.
Yeah. That there's some sense of financial security.
There's some sense of financial security. Mm-hmm. And we made that a big part of our strategic goals and commitments is that we're going to be able to get ourselves into a battery and power and support position that something happens, we can support you for up to 72 hours.
That's amazing.
And I mean, we'll run out of money probably because it won't be just Desert Valley's members showing up, but it's something that we're focused on. So,
but that still goes back to the community. We're here to support it all.
We are Ridgecrest. Mm-hmm. We are Trona too. Very much so.
Yeah. Thanks everyone for hanging out today.
Okay.
And again, it's Friday.
It is Friday. That's right. And just one last shout out. We talked about WCMS at the very beginning. Yes. Congratulations to Alex Diaz, who, if you really want to see the heart of this show,
WCMS means
Western Kidney Management School.
And he is our third
graduate. He joins myself and Dana Griffin as graduates of the school.
Which is actually unheard of to really
Not for our size. We'll have a fourth, and Adrian will graduate next year, which will be fourth. And we'll have a fifth starting next year. Totally unheard of normally for our size credit union. But if you really want to understand the heart of what DV Live is, go back and watch Alex's episode.
Yes.
Go back and watch Alex's episode, and then understand that this man has just finished a 3-year management program just for professional improvement. So congratulations, Alex.
Yes.
He's doing a lot of great things, and we appreciate him.
Awesome, everyone. Have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend. Take care. See ya.
Bye.